about what it's been like for an officer and how these events have impacted specifically our African American officers. So Officer Jackson is here to provide his perspective, and we really appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
So first, can you share a little bit about yourself and how you became a Portland police officer?
I got a lot of family here in Portland. Both sets of my grandparents lived on Cleveland between Alberta and Skidmore. So I didn't directly live in the city of Portland, but all my family was here, and I was always at my grandparents' house all the time growing up. That's how my parents met. So that being said, I went to school. I graduated from Portland State University in 2008. I worked at Nike for 10 years before I became a police officer here. I wanted to make the most out of my life by helping others. I wanted to, with people that I know, people I care about, I want to give them the service that they deserve. Not just, it's just a job, but like you could change people's lives. You don't even know just by giving somebody a hug that is having the worst day of their life, and you see it. You also see a lot of other bad things where I've seen people die right in front of me, and you're just like, man, like I couldn't. There was nothing I could do if I got there a little bit early. And I know a lot of officers feel that way. Just hearing that call come out over the radio, and people are in trouble and need help, and you just see officers just they're not even getting dispatched, but just attaching, or just going, trying to help when other people are running. That says a lot.
So what kinds of assignments have you had at Portland Police Bureau?
So I've been on patrol. I'm going on 10 years now, but I also had the opportunity to be on our rapid response team, on a neighborhood response team that just right now is not currently active due to the cuts. But yeah, I was on the COAB for a couple years, which was the Community Advisory Board. So I've got to do a few things in a short amount of time. So.
And can you tell us a little bit about the rapid response team? That's one of the crowd management teams.
Yes.
Correct? So
yeah.
That's been the capacity you've been out in recent weeks.
Yeah.
At the demonstrations. So what was it like in that capacity in the first few weeks when the fence was up around the Justice Center for that RRT response?
I'll say this. I got to see folks that really do want change, like the rest of us, that have been impacted by racism. And then I got to see those people get faded out by people that have no idea what racism is all about, never experienced racism, that don't even know that the tactics that they are using are the same tactics that were used against my people. And they don't even know the history. They don't know what they're saying. Coming from someone who graduated from PSU with a history degree, it's actually frightening on how, they say if you don't know your history, you repeat it, and watching people do that to other people just because of what they decide to do with their life.
What are some of those interactions that you're...
So a lot of times, someone of color, Black, Hispanic, Asian, come up to the fence and directly want to talk to me. Hey, what do you think about George Floyd? What do you think about what happened about this? I go up to the fence, someone white comes up, F the police, don't talk to him. That was the most bizarre thing, because I could see it coming. I even had a young African American girl tell me, why is it you guys aren't talking to us? I said, honestly, this is now the 23rd day of doing it. Every time I try to have a conversation with someone that looks like me, someone white comes up and blocks them and tells them not to talk. And then right when I said that, this white girl popped right in front of her. She said, he just said that was going to happen. I said, I told you. She looked at the girl and said, why'd you do that? And I straight up, I said, I've been called the N-word. She's been called the N-word. Why are you talking to me this way? Why do you feel that she can't speak for herself to me? Why is it that you feel you need to speak for her when we're having a conversation? And she couldn't answer my question. All she said was, someone told me to do it. So that has been a very strange thing to watch. I'm cool with, people feeling like they want to help a movement, but then when you go to a gentrified community, and one of the first pictures I saw, that one of the business that was looted was a Black-owned business. I'm like, they're not even from here. They don't even know what they're even doing. So that to me was very angering, watching, a business that was looted, and that business is across the street from a Safeway where, before my father became a police officer here in Portland, he worked security at that Safeway. Talk about history and roots. And these folks don't even know what they're even doing. And so it's divisive, it's hurting the community. And I mean, I saw that press conference. Clearly the community was not happy with that. And they even asked for the violence to stop. And they still are coming out and having these violent interactions with other citizens, the police. And at some point you just go, what is the end goal? Bloody Sunday, Selma. Those folks marched because they wanted the right to vote. And they legitimately were beaten in the street for civil rights, to have rights that they were told they couldn't have because they were not even human. And then having folks scream and yell that they're being peaceful protests, but you're not peaceful because it is violent. And I actually had a cousin who went to one of the marches and he left. And he said, this has turned into something else. This is weird. So having an African-American male marching and then leaving, like I said, it's been very eye-opening. But I did have great conversations. I met two young brothers who were literally, after I had taken an explosive, I'd been hit with a full beer can, a rock in my chest, frozen water bottle had hit me. I met two young brothers that were out cleaning up the street. They had two garbage bags and they're just running and cleaning up. And a few of us from my team, we went over and we had to shake their hands. I was so moved by them and so impressed. And they said, you know, their words, we're from here. This is our city. Well, I don't understand why people are coming here and destroying it. And we want to show that, you know, we want to clean it up. And I was absolutely, we let them take a picture with us. I didn't take a picture. They had their camera and they had a picture taken. But like I said, I was just so moved by that.